After a thorough count of the votes, I concede this race. Congratulations to Beth Van Dyne on her victory here in Texas 24. While we were unsuccessful in our goal of flipping the seat blue, my team and I have so much to be grateful for. To all of you out there who spent time volunteering, who donated your hard-earned money, and most importantly, who got out the vote and voted for change, I cannot thank you enough. I don't talk much about my faith because it's deeply personal, but spending so much time committed to this campaign and now, due to the virus, away from my church community at Holy Covenant in Carrollton, I've had time to reflect on how much the strength of the love we've expressed for this district is only because of the strength of Christ's love for me. The only thing that is radical about me is that I deeply love my community, my brothers and sisters of other faiths and walks of life. And it's Christ that makes that possible for me and my family. And on that, everything we have done and accomplished in this race would not have been possible without my family. I want to thank my mother, whose tireless devotion to our common defense, and to my brother and me, has made me the fighter I am today. I want to thank Andy for believing in the best version of me, even when I couldn't quite make it some days. A devoted Methodist and an Eagle Scout, he was willing to sacrifice time, sleep, and even his own labor to do what he calls our Christian good. He's an incredible husband, an incredible father, and a blessing I couldn't have possibly prayed for because he was unfathomable to me before he'd entered my life. I want to thank my mother-in-law, Patsy, who signed up to help us in difficult conditions when there was no pandemic, and who has kept us going for more than a year and a half now. And I want to thank my two boys for sharing with me with Texas 24. At the start of this process, they were 4 months and 3.5. Now they're 1.5 and 5, and it's not been easy on them. But we have a commitment as a family to fight for this district, this state, and this country. I'll spend time with them processing the loss of this race while celebrating the joy of our time together. Running for Congress is hard, harder than most people think. Running for Congress as a mother of 2 young children is much harder. Running for Congress with children during a global pandemic has added a whole other layer that has put stress on our family. But they have responded with compassion, patience, and resilience in the face of all that we've gone through. I say frequently that there's no Barack Obama without Michelle and Marion Robinson, and there would be no Candace Valenzuela for Congress without Patsy and Andy. They've sacrificed so much to give me the opportunity to make the world a better place for Cleto, Cinto, and all our families. And I love and appreciate them with all my heart. I'm so grateful for you. While we did not prevail in our end goal, our campaign has accomplished a lot, and our work is not done. When I started this campaign, we were outraised by our primary opponent nearly 4-1. The young woman of color, mother of 2 serving on our local school board, was not given much of a shot. A year later, powered by grassroots contributions, pitching in a few bucks here and there, thousands of volunteers, dozens of young people who worked on this campaign every single day, we built a grassroots movement that nearly flipped this Republican stronghold blue. Most importantly, we have forced the gatekeepers of the political process to reimagine who belongs at the table. I want to talk to you about the numbers. We made 706,000 calls and sent 527,000 texts during more than 13,000 volunteer shifts. We raised nearly $5 million from more than 46,000 contributors. This grassroots power was unmatched. Across the country, Democrats in congressional races did almost 9% worse as compared to our 2018 performances. Yet we did nearly 2 points better here in Texas 24. We were the only Democratic Texas congressional campaign to improve our 2018 margin. That success, even in defeat, gives me hope and is why our work cannot stop now. To the members of my community and everyone across the country, the democratic process belongs to you. There's a lot of work left to do to make it more accessible, and it's with great privilege and luck that I was able to serve my community. But this campaign has proven that politics should not only be accessible for the elite few. As we mourn the losses of nearly 20,000 Texans, we know that the system as it exists is failing us. Only when we band together, only when we organize, we will change the face of our system into one that is more representative of our communities. I've had time to speak with you in person and online. Those communities who are most vulnerable here, who've stepped up for this process, though you may come from different walks of life, you have key things in common. You value hard work. You value your families. You want a future that includes everyone. And you are scared. But your love and hard work transcends that fear. I've found and felt a community of kindred spirits, and you know as well as I do that the gains we've made collectively won't just evaporate with a narrow loss. That's what we have accomplished in this campaign. The work we've done in North Texas, the staff we've trained, the volunteers we've activated, the excitement that we've seen is something for all of us to be proud of. More than that, it's something we must build on. I hope you will continue to join me in holding our elected leaders accountable and working for change so that our representatives understand the urgency of the problems facing our families. Thank you so much for your support in this race. I'm forever grateful.